right. Oh, no surprise. No surprise on our first moves here. D4, C4, and let's see. Yet again, black does not defend the pawn. I think that's probably the mistake of the series. Like, to be able to start off all my games with this, I mean, this is amazing. All right, let's get castled. A lot of people like to throw this check in. You know, it doesn't do that much. Okay. I mean, are we complaining about a position like this? It just looks absolutely amazing. Queen e2 is usually a nice move to play next because, you know, you can kind of follow up with e5, queen e4. For example, we're hitting the knight. We're also threatening checkmate here. G6, you know, we get this with tempo. Maybe there's a pawn to win. I almost feel bad winning the pawn because I feel like we can do more than that. Maybe we start with this. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, we can win a pawn, but I'm not that impressed. I'm not that impressed. I don't think I want the pawn, guys. I want to play queen g4 and, you know, h4, h5. That's kind of where I'm at. So maybe instead of starting with that move, we just start with h4. Is that an idea? Let's think. What's the best way to do it? Even queen f4 I'm kind of liking. You know, black might play bishop f8. Knight g5. Yeah, so let's get the knight in. I mean, very tough to defend this, so you're kind of in a position where you need to play f6, or you need to take. You know, he might take and play queen there. Okay, decides to give up material. I don't blame him for that, especially because it's not 100% clear that that's something we can take. So still might be making the right choice. You know, here bishop takes g5, so it feels like maybe h4 is kind of the safer move to start with. And now I think we are threatening to take. All right, f6 is really gonna, you know, free him from this terrible position. I think h5, just kind of keep increasing the pressure. I'm starting to maybe think about stuff like that, and I guess we should probably take on f8. Let's take here. I mean, it's got to be pawn takes this way. It's the only option, and I wish we had something else here, but I think we'll just cash in some material. Queen h4 just kind of seems unnecessary, so let's take. It's a pretty good position. I mean, can't complain here. Little threat here. It's not really a knight h7 threat, but it might be close. Okay, kick that bishop away. Try d5 next. Don't want to allow knight e5, but really liking the look of d5. So maybe like rook e1, which also lifts the rook pretty nicely. Okay, now that the knight moved though, I think we do want to play this. I mean, everything is kind of loose. He does have queen to c8, so I wouldn't say this is, you know, 100% lost. And he does find it. It's a nice move from him. But we have we have a lot of pawns. d5 next. This is a pretty good position. Let's just keep thrusting, keep going forward. Yeah, this looks pretty good. That's a lot of pawns, let me tell you. d6 coming. Yeah, knight a5, d6. That should do it. This is actually going to be a check as well. It's pretty brutal for the guy. And 15 seconds, I hope's enough time to deliver a nice checkmate here. This game was really won and lost in the opening. We definitely had to showcase the right patience in attack, but our opponents have just started off with absolutely terrible positions every time. Allowing c takes d5, no pawn moved, no pawn in the center. It's one of the best ways to start the Queen's Gambit, period. I kind of err away from knight c3 because I know that e5 is a pretty strong move here, so I think bishop d3 is the more correct move technically. Sometimes I just naturally play knight c3, but I know e5 is kind of tricky here. So I prefer this, and yeah, queen d4, we still have bishop b5. Ends up transposing nicely here. And yeah, I mean, the easiest game plan to follow, e5, queen e4. We're threatening mate. You play g6 to stop it. There comes the bishop. Queen f4, we're setting up knight here, h4. And I mean, this is just an unbelievable attack already. Black's pieces are asleep. I will say, like, playing queen e4 is probably, you know, most people can do that, but continuing is definitely the most difficult part. Queen f4, using the h pawn, knight g5. These moves are not necessarily intuitive. All right, we got the white pieces, which means easy. Hey, we haven't seen this. What do you say? Have we seen this opening? I don't think so. It's called the Albin Counter Gambit. Don't think we've seen it, but could be misremembering. I think if you're not familiar with this opening, you'll probably play e3, and there's a lot of very tempting lines with bishop b4. So I tend to recommend a3 for anyone who's not prepared for this opening, because I don't know, you can just get away with it. It's a little bit easier. I can play a3 and then play e3, and I don't deal with any of the, you know, stress of bishop to b4 anymore. So who knows? Maybe not the absolute #1 way to play, but I just find it pretty easy. Take that, bring the knight out. Let's see, maybe knight c3, knight d5 could be a nice idea. But another nice idea is like just bishop e2 castle. You know, we don't need to, like, black's gonna do this, but we don't always need to hang on to that pawn for dear life. So I think it does make sense to start this way regardless. How does he actually defend these pawns? I don't know. Let's try it. I was actually thinking about knight d5, but maybe I want to play knight d4, so let's keep the option open. And as always, bishop e2 and castle, I can just give him the pawn back, say, okay, you got me, and head out. But I do like the idea of a knight to d4 move. Hit the bishop, maybe prepare f4. Well, that can't be a good move. What's up with that? He's forcing me to... He's forcing me. We have to win the pawn. It's terrible. We have such a rough life. Okay, got a long castle here. Maybe f4, I don't know, h3. I feel like getting developed does make sense here. This is kind of that could be a pretty good move, actually. Let's go for this. Give him the opportunity to shine. Mando Chess has Don't put together a game here. Maybe knight c4 would have been Mando's move. Is this anything? Maybe we do this. Try to keep our bishop pair alive. I think this is just a blunder, but let's make sure we're not. Yeah, I think we can do that. And bishop here, we can. Oh, yeah, we can take, and I guess we can force another trade, and that should. Oh, he's actually gonna resign. Yeah, that should be a bit too much, but the Albin counter gambit, always a tricky one. I mean, I feel like half the people that play this probably play e3 and like just walk into all that there is bad in the world. This is like a TikTok trap. It's like type of thing you're like scrolling and you see stuff like this. How to win guaranteed in 5 moves. But I don't know. A3. I've always come to like this move. It's lazy. You know, I probably should have played knight f3 instead of e3, but you get the idea. It's like I basically just want to play the exact same idea with a3 included. And as long as I'm not dealing with this, most Albin counter gambit players are not that excited to play a position where their main tricks are not possible. So I feel like that's an easy way to accept the gambit, but also not play into any of the dangerous lines. All right. Hey, we've seen this one before, haven't we? d4, e5. Well, we're going to start with our bishop, follow up with the knight. You know, we're thinking knight into d5, and against this, I'll go ahead and defend it and pass the move back to you. Say, all right, your turn, buddy. Yeah, you haven't seen that one before, have you? He thought he was pulling a fast one on me. Knight f3 supports our e-pawn next. And we definitely, I mean, this is a pretty serious move, but I just want to get some pieces developed. b4 will be very strong though. Okay, he's played a move like that. I think it's yeah. I think it's time to put this guy out. Queen here. I don't think that's really the, I mean, what an overwhelming looking position here. Probably this and a4 is the most satisfying. Oh. All right, buddy. It's time to pack it up here. Hang the skates. Can't have you playing e5, disrespecting the name of that opening with a game like this. Not acceptable, not acceptable. Well, this is what I mean. You play the Queen's Gambit, what? You're gonna get upset when people play e5? You shouldn't be. It'll be a much easier game than any Queen's Gambit you could ever play. Jeez, get that game off my screen. d4, e5. Just take the damn thing. Take the damn thing. Don't stress. Yes, it's a Queen's Gambit speedrun, but if you're playing while you're playing d4 and people are bothering you by playing e5, I mean, you got to get some confidence up, because e5 you should be excited to see every single time. You don't understand what I did for you. Many years ago, I created this opening. I popularized it. Only for this moment now, years later, for every single one of you to reap the benefits. And you're going to be out there complaining about e5? You should be thanking me. All right, Sammy Sharma. Let's go d4. Follow up with c4. See what kind of opening he wants to play. Okay, I'll go direct with e4. Usually bishop b4 is the move that gets played. Queen e2, f3. This moves all look good. Have to remember that this move is actually, because it's pinning the knight, it's threatening this pawn. So can't play a move like knight f3 or knight e2 or anything. But looks like this move is good. We're ready to recapture here. Knight there. And I suppose we should probably play this to make something happen. Question is it worth including maybe bishop g5 here? A little castle. I do want to play e5 though, so I'll probably play it on the next turn. Yeah, especially after that move. I think black will recycle the knight to e7, but I definitely like our position here. Okay. Let's remove this. Black's definitely going to play knight e7. I don't know that this move is going to be played. It's funny, I actually think maybe instead of this that queen g4 was probably a much smarter move to begin with. I'll try knight g3 here. Oh, no. Nope, that's it, just nope. That move cannot be good. Well, everything is takeable here. What looks the most devastating? I mean, yeah, we want to attack the queen, but kind of wondering about this bishop at the end of that variation. Like, is that gonna be smart? But hey, gotta trust it. This is a possible blunder for sure. There's also a4. Yeah, I think a4 is kind of interesting. This is a real nasty move, and queen e8 drops the pawn, but it's definitely the move that should be played. I would say probably more importantly, it does drop the rook technically. There are some moves here, but I think this is correct. Bishop a6, we have to be mindful of. Let's take this, bishop back, and then most important move on the board, f3. Yeah, we will be able to play d5 here, which will do a good job defending c4. And yeah, we just need to shut down ideas on the... Yeah, basically I shut down ideas on that pawn and we'll be good. G2 is the most dangerous spot to be. Let's bring the queen to d4, bishop a6, queen d4. Try to trade some stuff off here and maybe play f5 at the end. This. I mean, yeah, just some move. Gotta get something in there. f5 next. Queen here. Let's try f5. I do want to play e7, but at the moment that move's possible. There's gonna be some trouble here. And we're gonna be able to get a queen now. He didn't actually have to allow rook takes f8. Could have taken on f1, but I guess this is technically force mate. GG, Sammy Sharma. Not the best, because we were able to take the entire center, and all you have to do here is just make sure you're defending the thing that's actually being attacked. A lot of people see this and then they're like panicked about this, so they unpin or they attack the bishop. Whereas you have to realize what the threat is. The threat is on this pawn. So as long as I defend, I just like have to understand the opponent's attacks properly, because it really just is one move defenses. So like one move defense, one move defense. Once I understand this isn't the real threat, one move defense. And yeah, we have a huge center and already a much better position. All right, definitely d4. We hop into our Queen's Gambit, and again, we see a terrible move on the second move of the game, already a mistake. And I'm not complaining about this this opening, never. In fact, I'm literally never complaining. With that knight all the way over here, I'm not gonna lie, I'm immediately thinking about h4, h5, but I'll behave for another move here. Okay, that was long enough. Let's take this. Bishop e3 just to stabilize. Something like knight c6. Maybe that. I mean, this is kind of just a free pawn. It's not really anything else to it. Only thing about that is that it does trade, but yeah, I'm happy to play this. I feel like I'm falling for something. Okay, he's playing so fast. I'm like, okay, I'm falling for something. What am I missing here? But I think he's just, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just cooked here. What's going on? The guy's playing at light speed. Okay, hang on just a second. E5, king here, and you're telling me that there's no checkmate? Really? I'm supposed to sit here and believe that? Jeez, brutal, huh? Bishop takes f8. I mean, it's completely winning. It's a free rook. I don't see the checkmate that we're after. Is it here? I don't think so. Is there any way to make it happen? I don't think so. Disappointing. But, you know, the opponent's playing in such a way, it's like you're sick to your stomach watching gameplay like this, because it's like, what just happened here? The guy's like running his king up the board, like it's no big deal. Unbelievable. Check to the miserable king. This guy's all been my business here. Okay, we're not. It's like trying to get the configuration right here. My goodness. What's the most satisfying? I'll say g3, bishop e5, rook h2, so that we can play knight e2 mate. Oh, it's not mate? Oh, my bad. I wanted to checkmate with a king. Sorry about that. Apologies. Walk him like a dog back to my side of the board. Hey, what kind of game is this? But you got the queenside pieces sleeping here. Just fast asleep, not participating. You guys have seen firsthand how many people play knight f6. Isn't it? It's an astonishing amount of people. Even at 1700, I mean, this has been a non-stop move. The most popular move by far. And then we take, and immediately we already have an advantage. Like, what's going on here? And at 1700, they're not quite getting it. All right. D4, C4. Often we're just gonna transpose with D5 here, but not guaranteed. And I'm not really sure what the opponent's doing right here, but I will do this happily. Looks like it's not quite a hippo, but it's like something like it. A hedgehog, hippo, something similar. Knight c5, we can always drop the bishop. I mean, this move's not possible, so let's... Okay. I take it back. I take it back. He's redefining what possible is, what possible means. G5 and F4 look very tempting. There's knight G4 there, but honestly that almost looks like it just walks into a trap, so let's do it. If he wants to do it, that's his business. I'll let him figure it out. It's possible that the knight can be saved, but I would need it proven to me. And that's not proven anything. Let's get this one ready. Knight f6. Happily. E6 next to cut off this bishop is going to be the feel-good move of the year. Critics are raving about e6. They can't stop talking about it. And rook g1 is going to hurt. Ouch. This bishop is just it's not participating in the game. It can't. It's not its fault. It's just it can't participate. Queen h5 drops the queen. Queen h6 drops the rook. Everything drops g7. Ouch. Kind of like a hippo-esque opening. I always go for this setup. You've seen throughout this entire speed run. I think it's really easy to play. Bishop's out. Not the knights conventionally, but rather f3, because f3 deals with this bishop really nicely. And usually I actually see the bishop here for the hippo, but we kind of had like a hybrid kind of opening. And knight h5 is just send it right back, or if you want to give me the extra pawn, sure. That's on you. But the bishop on b7 is just not participating in the game here, so I always feel like we have a pretty good position there. Nope, no white pieces, but we do get d4 and we do get a queen's gambit. Perfect. Okay. Count it. Now, how to play. Let's accept it. I'll play the accepted for this game. Knight f3 is a nice solid response. Looks like we're probably going to see like e3, bishop takes back. Oh, never mind. Hang on. Are we changing? I feel like knight c3 is kind of indicating maybe e4 once again. It's possible. Do we go full greed? I'll play that. I think there's one of those lines with b5 here. Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. I was hoping that we might get a line where we sacrifice. So it's too bad. Instead, we're gonna get one of those lines where we win a piece. I hate those lines. All right, e4 is the plan. Let's just let it happen. Get a check, get castled. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose this pawn, but I think it doesn't really matter. Let's just do this. Castle. Maybe, nah, it's like, why even bother? Just get castled. Obviously, our position's good. We're up a full piece. Probably bishop e2 was a bit better than bishop d3. Rook d8. Rook c1 is kind of a fake threat. I don't really see anywhere that the knight can move that's very dangerous, so I think we should just take the pawn there. He can, yeah, he can take back that way. Let's make our escape square and set a good example for everyone. Oh, g3 does work out for us. And now I think knight g4 is pretty strong. Knight g4 is very strong now. Attacking 3 things at the same time. Triple attack, very reliable. All right, he saves the rook, but we got options here. We got 2 things to take. Well, tempting as this is, GG, that is mate, and we're approaching. We're not quite there. The heavens above, they wanted us to hit 1700 with a game with the white pieces. I can tell. Even though this was a Queen's Gambit, it wasn't good enough. It's a real shame, yeah. Queen a4 is just not a move. Yeah, I thought we might see this. b5, there's a bunch of moves here. a4, e5. Would have been an interesting game. Okay. It's quite the PFP here. Let's go d4. We don't get a Queen's Gambit, but d4 nonetheless. And yeah, against c5, I recommend pushing forward here. We don't need to try to pretend. All right, what can we do here? Go with knight c3. Yeah, I think takes e5 is a pretty good position for white already, because of knight d5, and this knight is now a little bit uncomfortable, honestly. I don't actually know where it goes after, like, queen f3, for example. This stops bishop f5, so kind of forced into these weird type of variations. There's no way this is good, though. Whoa. I mean, g3 is here, but yeah, this move looks fantastic. This guy's playing quick, like Oh yeah, yeah, just like I planned, D takes e5. Double exclamation mark. Brother, you just lost a rook here. What are we doing? To get into the mind of tits. There it is. There it is. Get inside the mind. Saw it coming a mile away. I know. It's too predictable. Except to him. It's predictable to everyone here, except not to him. Well done. You made it to the end of another episode in the Queen's Gambit speedrun. Make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss the next episode.